33. 63 St. George's Road, London, May 1896. Dear sister, in London once more. The climate now in England is nice and cool. We have fire in the grate. We have a whole house to ourselves, this time. It is small but convenient, and in London they do not cost so much as in America. Don't you know what I was thinking? About your mother? I just wrote her a letter and duly posted it to her, care of Munro and Company, 7 Rue Scribe, Paris. Some old friends are here, and Miss MacLeod came over from the continent. She's good as gold, and as kind as ever. We have a nice little family in the house with another monk from India. Poor man, a typical Hindu with nothing of that pluck and go which I have. He is always dreamy and gentle and sweet. That won't do. I will try to put a little activity into him. I have had 2 classes already. They will go on for 4 or 5 months, and after that to India I go. But it is to America, there where the heart is. I love the Yankee land. I like to see new things. I do not care a fig to loaf about old ruins and mope a life out about old histories and keep sighing about the ancients. I have too much vigor in my blood for that. In America is the place, the people, the opportunity for everything. I have become horribly radical. I'm just going to India to see what I can do in that awful mass of conservative jellyfish and start a new thing, entirely new. Simple, strong, new, and fresh as the firstborn baby. The eternal, the infinite, the omnipresent, the omniscient is a principle, not a person. You, I, and everyone are but embodiments of that principle. And the more of this infinite principle is embodied in a person, the greater is he. And all in the end will be the perfect embodiment of that. And thus all will be one as they are now essentially. This is all there is of religion, and the practice is through this feeling of oneness that is love. All old foggy forms are mere old superstitions. Now why struggle to keep them alive? Why give thirsty people ditch water to drink whilst the river of life and truth flows by? This is only human selfishness, nothing else. Life is short, time is flying. That place and people where one's ideas work best should be the country and the people, for everyone. Aye, for a dozen bold hearts, large, noble, and sincere. I am very well indeed and enjoying life immensely. Yours ever with love, Vivekananda. 34. Care of E.T. Sturdy Esquire, Highview, Caversham, Reading, May 1896. Dear Shashi, this city of London is a sea of human heads, 10 or 15 Calcuttas put together. One is apt to be lost in the mazes unless he arranges for somebody to meet him on arrival. However, let Kali start at once. If he be late in starting like Sharath, better let no one come. It won't do to loiter and procrastinate like that. It is a task that requires the height of rajas, activity. Our whole country is steeped in tamas, and nothing but that. We want rajas first, and sattva will come afterwards, a thing far, far removed. Yours affectionately, Vivekananda. 35. 63 St. George's Road, London, Southwest, 16th May 1896. Dear Adhyapak Ji, last mail brought the very, very sad news of the blow that has fallen on you. This is the world, my brother, this illusion of Maya. The Lord alone is true. The forms are evanescent, but the spirit, being in the Lord and of the Lord, is immortal and omnipresent. All that we ever had are round us this minute, for the spirit can neither come nor go. It only changes its plane of manifestation. You are strong and pure, and so is Mrs. Wright, and I am sure that the divine in you has arisen and thrown away the lie and delusion that there can be death for anyone. He who sees in this world of manifoldness that one support of everything, in the midst of a world of unconsciousness that one eternal consciousness, in this evanescent world that one eternal and unchangeable, unto him belongs eternal peace. May the peace of the Lord descend upon you and yours in abundance is the prayer of your ever-loving friend, Vivekananda. 36. 63 St. George's Road, London, 7th June 1896. Dear Miss Noble, my ideal indeed can be put into a few words, and that is, to preach unto mankind their divinity. and how to make it manifest in every movement of life. This world is in chain of superstition. I pity the oppressed, whether man or woman, and I pity more the oppressors. One idea that I see clear as daylight is that misery is caused by ignorance and nothing else. Who will give the world light? Sacrifice in the past has been the law. It will be, alas, for ages to come. The earth's bravest and best will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of many, for the welfare of all. Buddhas by the hundred are necessary with eternal love and pity. Religions of the world have become lifeless mockeries. What the world wants is character. The world is in need of those whose life is one burning love, selfless. That love will make every word tell like thunderbolt. It is no superstition with you, I'm sure. You have the making in you of a world mover, and others will also come. Bold words and bolder deeds are what we want. Awake, awake, great ones. The world is burning with misery. Can you sleep? Let us call and call till the sleeping gods awake, till the God within answers to the call. What more is in life? What greater work? The details come to me as I go. I never make plans. Plans grow and work themselves. I only say, awake, awake. May all blessings attend you forever. Yours affectionately, Vivekananda. 37. 63 St. George's Road, London, Southwest, 6th July 1896. Dear friend and brother, yours of the 25th June has duly reached and gave me great pleasure. I am so glad to see the noble work progressing. I had learnt with the greatest delight from Mrs. Bull of the work that is going to be done in Cambridge this winter, and no better person could have been selected to direct it as yourself. May all power attend you. I will be only too glad to write for the magazine from time to time, and my first installment was to be in a few weeks, when I hope to get some leisure. Certainly, it goes without saying that no one of the types we call religious ought to die. They, like races, require fresh infusion of blood in the form of ideas. It is wonderful to be able to sympathize with others from their standpoints of view. By this time, Goodwin and the other Swami must have reached America. They, I trust, will be of help to you in your noble work. Godspeed to all good work and infinite blessings on all workers for good. Yours ever in the truth, Vivekananda. 38. Written to Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, B.A. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Shubhamastu. Ashirvada Prema Lingana Purvaka Midam Bhavatu Tava Pritaye. पांचभौतिकं मे पिंजर मधुना किंचित सुस्थरम अचल गुरोर हिमानि मंडित शिखराणि पुनरुज्जीवयन्ति मृत प्रायानपि जनानिति मन्ये श्रम बाधापि कथंचित दूरीभूत्येयनुभवामि यत्ते हृदयोद्वेगकरं मुमुक्षुत्वं लिपिभङ्गया व्यञ्जितं तन्मया अनुभूतं पूर्वं तदेव शाश्वते ब्रह्मणि मनः समाधातुं प्रसरति नान्यः पन्थाः विद्यतेयनाय ज्वलतु सा भावना अधिकमधिकं यावन्नाधिकत एकान्तक्षयः कृताकृतानां तदनु सहसैव ब्रह्मप्रकाशः सह समस्तविषयप्रध्वंसेन आगामिनी सा जीवन्मुक्तिस्तव हिताय तवानुरागदाढर्येणैवानुमेया याचे पुनस्तं लोकगुरुं महासमन्वयाचार्यं श्री 108 रामकृष्णम् आविर्भवितुं तव हृदयोद्देशे येन वै कृतकृतार्थस्त्वम् आविष्कृतमहाशौर्यो लोकान् समुद्धर्तुं महामोहसागरात् सम्यक् यतिष्यसे भवचिराधिष्ठित ओजसि वीराणामेव करतलगता मुक्तिर्न कापुरुषाणाम् हे वीराः बद्धपरिकरा भवत सम्मुखे शत्रवोः महामोहरूपाः श्रेयांसि बहुविघ्नानि इति निश्चितेऽपि समधिकतरं कुरुत यत्नं पश्यत इमान् लोकान् मोहग्राहग्रस्तान् शृणुत अहो तेषां हृदयभेदकरं कारुण्यपूर्णं शोकनादम् अग्रगा भवत अग्रगाः हे वीरा मोचयितुं पाशं बद्धानां श्लथयितुं क्लेशभारं दीनानां द्योतयितुं हृदयान्धकूपम् अज्ञानाम् अभीरभीरिति घोषयति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः भूयात् स भेदाय हृदयग्रन्थेः सर्वेषां जगन्निवासिनामिति तवैकान्तशुभभावुको विवेकानन्दः. Translation. Darjeeling, 19th March 1897. Salutation to Bhagavan Ramakrishna. May you prosper. May this letter conveying blessings and cordial embrace make you happy. Nowadays, this fleshy tabernacle of mine is comparatively well. Meseems the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas, the chief among mountains, bring even the moribund back to life. And the fatigue of the journeys also seems to have somewhat abated. I have already felt that yearning for freedom, potent enough to put the heart into turmoil, which your letter suggests you are experiencing. It is this yearning that gradually brings on a concentration of the mind on the eternal Brahman. There is no other way to go by. May this desire blaze up more and more in you, until all your past karma and future tendencies are absolutely annihilated. Close upon the heels of that will follow, all on a sudden, the manifestation of Brahman, and with it the destruction of all craving for the sense world. That this freedom in life is approaching for your welfare is easily to be inferred from the strength of your fervor. Now I pray to that world teacher, Sri Ramakrishna, the preacher of the gospel of universal synthesis, to manifest himself in the region of your heart, so that having attained the consummation of your desires, you may with an undaunted heart try your best to deliver others from this dreadful ocean of infatuation. May you be ever possessed of valor. It is the hero alone, not the coward, who has liberation within his easy reach. Gird up your loins, ye heroes, for before you are your enemies, the dire army of infatuation. It is undoubtedly true that all great achievements are fraught with numerous impediments. Still you should exert your utmost for your end. Behold, how men are already in the jaws of the shark of infatuation. Oh, listen to their piteous heart-rending wails. Advance, forward, O ye brave souls, to set free those that are in fetters, to lessen the burden of woe of the miserable, and to illumine the abysmal darkness of ignorant hearts. Look how the Vedanta proclaims by beat of drums. Be fearless. May that solemn sound remove the heart's knot of all denizens of the earth. Ever your well-wisher, Vivekananda. 39. Alambazar Mutt, Calcutta, May 5th, 1897. Dear Mrs. Bull, I have been to Darjeeling for a month to recuperate my shattered health. I am very much better now. The disease disappeared altogether in Darjeeling. I am going tomorrow to Almora, another hill station, to perfect this improvement. Things are looking not very hopeful here, as I have already written you, though the whole nation has risen as one man to honor me and people went almost mad over me. The practical part cannot be had in India. Again, the price of the land has gone up very much near Calcutta. My idea at present is to start 3 centers at 3 capitals. These would be my normal schools. From thence I want to invade India. India is already Ramakrishna's, whether I live a few years more or not. I have a very kind letter from Professor Jains in which he points out my remarks about degraded Buddhism. You also write that Dharmapala is very wroth about it. Mr. Dharmapala is a good man, and I love him, but it would be entirely wrong for him to go into fits over things Indian. I am perfectly convinced that what they call modern Hinduism with all its ugliness is only stranded Buddhism. Let the Hindus understand this clearly, and then it would be easier for them to reject it without murmur. As for the ancient form which the Buddha preached, I have the greatest respect for it, as well as for his person. And you well know that we Hindus worship him as an incarnation. Neither is the Buddhism of Ceylon any good. My visit to Ceylon has entirely disillusioned me, and the only living people there are the Hindus. The Buddhists are all much Europeanized. Even Mr. Dharmapala and his father had European names, which they have since changed. The only respect the Buddhists pay to their great tenet of non-killing is by opening butcher stalls in every place. And the priests encourage this. The real Buddhism, I once thought, would yet do much good. But I have given up the idea entirely, and I clearly see the reason why Buddhism was driven out of India. And we will only be too glad if the Ceylonese carry off the remnant of this religion with its hideous idols and licentious rites. About the Theosophists, you must remember first that in India, Theosophists and Buddhists are non-entities. They publish a few papers and make a lot of splash and try to catch Occidental ears. I was one man in America and another here. Here, the whole nation is looking upon me as their authority. There, I was a much reviled preacher. Here, princes draw my carriage. There, I would not be admitted to a decent hotel. My utterances here, therefore, must be for the good of the race, my people, however unpleasant they might appear to a few. Acceptance, love, toleration for everything sincere and honest, but never for hypocrisy. The Theosophists try to fawn upon and flatter me as I am the authority now in India, and therefore it was necessary for me to stop my work giving any sanction to their humbugs by a few bold, decisive words, and the thing is done. I am very glad. If my health had permitted, I would have cleared India by this time of these upstart humbugs, at least tried my best. Let me tell you that India is already Ramakrishna's, and for a purified Hinduism, I have organized my work here a bit. Yours, Vivekananda. 40. Almora, 11th July 1897. My dear Shuddhananda, I was very glad to receive your last report. I have very little criticism to make except that you ought to write a bit more legibly. I am quite satisfied with the work done so far, but it must be pushed forward. I have not learnt as yet of the suggestion I made before as to getting a set of chemical and physical apparatus and starting classes in elementary and experimental chemistry and physics, especially in physiology. What about the other suggestion of buying sets of all the scientific books that have been translated into Bengali? It now seems to me that there must at least be 3 Mahantas, heads, elected at a time, one to direct the business part, one the experimental, the other the intellectual part. The difficulty is to get the director of education. Brahmananda and Turyananda may well fill the other 2. Of visitors, I am sorry to learn that you are only getting babus from Calcutta. They are no good. What we want are brave young men who will work, not tomfools. Ask Brahmananda to write to both Abhedananda and Saradananda to send weekly reports to the mutt without fail, also to send Bengali articles and notes for the would-be paper. Is G.C. Ghosh getting up things for the paper? Work on with a will and be ready. Akhandananda is working wonderfully at Mahula, but the system is not good. It seems they are frittering away their energies in one little village, and that only doling out rice. I do not hear that any preaching has been done along with this helping. All the wealth of the world cannot help one little Indian village if the people are not taught to help themselves. Our work should be mainly educational, both moral and intellectual. I have not learnt anything about it. Only so many beggars are helped. Ask Brahmananda to open centers in different districts so as to cover the largest space with our small means. And then, so far it seems to have been ineffectual, for they have not succeeded in rousing the people of the place to start societies to educate the people, so that they may learn to be self-reliant, frugal, and not given to marrying, and thus save themselves from future famine. Charity opens the heart, but work on through that wedge. The easiest way is to take a hut, make it a temple of Guru Maharaj. Let the poor come here to be helped, also to worship. Let there be katha, Puranic recitals, morning and evening there. Through that you may teach all you want to teach the people. By degrees, the people will be interested. They will keep up the temple themselves. Maybe the hut temple will evolve into a great institution in a few years. Let those that go to relief work first select a central spot in each district and start such a hut temple from which all our little work is to proceed. Even the greatest fool can accomplish a task if it be after his heart. But the intelligent man is he who can convert every work into one that suits his taste. No work is petty. Everything in this world is like a banyan seed, which, though appearing tiny as a mustard seed, has yet the gigantic banyan tree latent within it. He indeed is intelligent who notices this and succeeds in making all work truly great. Moreover, they have to see that cheats do not get the food of the deserving. India is full of lazy rogues and curious. They never die of hunger. They always get something. Ask Brahmananda to write this to everyone in relief work. They must not be allowed to spend money to no good. We want the greatest possible good work permanent from the least outlay. Now you see you must try to think out original ideas. Else, as soon as I die, the whole thing will tumble to pieces. For example, you hold a meeting to consider how we can reap the best permanent results out of the small means at our disposal. Let all have notice a few days before and let each suggest something and discuss all the suggestions, criticizing them, and then send me a report. Lastly, you must remember I expect more from my children than from my brethren. I want each one of my children to be 100 times greater than I could ever be. Every one of you must be a giant. Must. That is my word. Obedience, readiness, and love for the cause. If you have these three, nothing can hold you back. With love and blessings, Vivekananda. 41. Almora, 23rd July 1897. My dear Miss Noble, excuse these few lines. I shall write more fully as soon as I reach some place. I am on my way from the hills to the plains. I do not understand what you mean by frankness without familiarity. I, for one, will give anything to get rid of the last lingering bit of Oriental formality in me and speak out like a child of nature. Oh, to live even for a day in the full light of freedom, to breathe the free air of simplicity. Is not that the highest purity? In this world we work through fear of others. We talk through fear. We think through fear. Alas, we are born in a land of enemies. Who is there who has been able to get rid of this feeling of fear, as if everyone is a spy set specially to watch him? And woe unto the man who pushes himself forward. Will it ever be a land of friends? Who knows? We can only try. The work has already begun, and at present famine relief is the thing next to hand. Several centers have been opened and the work goes on. Famine relief, preaching, and a little teaching. As yet, of course, it is very, very insignificant. The boys in training are being taken out as opportunity is offering itself. The sphere of action at present is Madras and Calcutta. Mr. Goodwin working in Madras. Also, one has gone to Colombo. From the next week, a monthly report of the whole work will be forwarded to you, if it has not already reached you. I am away from the center of work, so things go a little slow, you see, but the work is satisfactory on the whole. You can do more work for us from England than by coming here. Lord bless you for your great self-sacrifice for the poor Indians. I entirely agree with you that the work in England will look up when I am there. But all the same, it is not proper to leave India before the machine is moving at some rate, and I am sure that there are many to guide it in my absence. That will be done in a few months. God willing, as the Mussalmans say. One of my best works is now in England, the Raja of Khetri. I expect him soon in India. And he will be of great service to me, no doubt. With everlasting love and blessings, yours, Vivekananda.